Hey Jerry, it's so good to see you today.
Sophia, hey, how you doing? It's been a while.
I'm doing pretty well, thanks. So, I wanted to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately.
Oh yeah? What's that?
It's about not giving up on yourself. I've been noticing a lot of people around me just giving up when things get tough.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like the moment something doesn't go as planned, people just throw in the towel.
Exactly. And I think it's such an important topic because we all face those moments, right? Where we just want to quit.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been there myself so many times. Like, remember when I was trying to start that business a few years ago?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was rough for you.
It was brutal. I mean, the first 6 months, nothing worked. I wasn't making any money, my ideas kept failing, and everyone around me was like, maybe it's not meant to be.
Right, and a lot of people would have stopped there.
They would have, and honestly, there were days when I wanted to. I'd wake up thinking, what am I even doing? This is pointless.
So what kept you going?
Um, I think it was this one moment when I was talking to my mentor, and he told me something that really stuck. He said, the people who succeed aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail and keep showing up anyway.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, it really hit me. Because I realized I wasn't failing because I wasn't good enough. I was just learning what didn't work.
That's such an important distinction. I think a lot of us confuse failing at something with being a failure.
Exactly. Those are two completely different things.
I had a similar experience when I was in college. I was studying pre-med and I failed organic chemistry twice.
Oh man, organic chemistry is no joke.
It's not. And after that second failure, I was devastated. I remember calling my mom and just crying, saying, I can't do this. I'm not smart enough to be a doctor.
What did she say?
She said, You're not failing because you're not smart. You're failing because maybe this isn't the right path for you, and that's okay. And at first, I was offended.
Of course you were.
But then I really thought about it, and I realized she was right. I was so focused on becoming a doctor because I thought that's what I was supposed to do, but I wasn't passionate about it.
So what happened after that?
I switched my major to psychology, and everything changed. Suddenly, I was excited to go to class. I was actually interested in what I was learning.
That's amazing. So you didn't give up on yourself, you just redirected.
Exactly, and I think that's another important point. Not giving up on yourself doesn't always mean stubbornly pushing forward on the same path. Sometimes it means having the courage to try something different.
Hmm, that's really insightful. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, because giving up on yourself would have been me saying, I failed, so I'm just not capable of success. But instead, I said, this didn't work, so let me find what does.
Right. I think a lot of people struggle with that, though. Like, they're so afraid of looking like a quitter that they stick with something that's clearly not working.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much pressure to just push through no matter what.
Yeah, and sometimes pushing through is the right answer, but sometimes it's not.
So, how do you know the difference?
Um, that's a good question. I think it comes down to why you're doing it. Like, if you're doing something because you genuinely care about it and it aligns with your values, then yeah, push through the hard times.
But if you're only doing it because of external pressure or expectations.
Then maybe it's time to reevaluate. I mean, let me give you another example. My sister, she was in law school, right?
Oh, yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
So she spent 2 years in law school and she was miserable, like genuinely unhappy every single day.
Oh, no.
But she kept going because she'd already invested so much time and money, and she didn't want to disappoint her parents.
That's tough.
It was. But then one day, she just broke down and admitted that she hated it. She didn't want to be a lawyer. She wanted to be a graphic designer.
Wow, that's a big shift.
Huge shift. And at first, everyone was shocked. But you know what? She dropped out, went to design school, and now she runs her own successful design studio.
Good for her. That takes so much courage.
It really does. And I think that's what not giving up on yourself looks like sometimes. It's about being honest with yourself and brave enough to make changes.
Yeah, because the alternative is just being stuck and miserable, which is actually a form of giving up.
Exactly. You're giving up on your happiness, your potential, your authenticity.
I think another big part of not giving up on yourself is self-compassion.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Well, we're often so hard on ourselves when things don't go right. We beat ourselves up, call ourselves names, think we're worthless.
Yeah, guilty as charged.
Me too. But I've been trying to change that. Like when I make a mistake now, instead of saying, I'm so stupid, I try to say, okay, I made a mistake. What can I learn from this?
That's a much healthier approach.
It is. And it's hard at first because we're so used to that negative self talk.
Hmm, yeah. It's like a habit we don't even realize we have.
Exactly. But once you start paying attention to it, it's shocking how mean we are to ourselves.
So true. I remember reading something once that said, talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend,
Oh, I love that.
right? Because you would never tell a friend, you're such an idiot, you'll never succeed.
No way. You'd be like, hey, that didn't work out, but you'll figure it out. You've got this.
Exactly. So why don't we give ourselves that same kindness?
I think it's because we've been conditioned to think that being hard on ourselves will motivate us to do better.
Yeah, but does it actually work?
Not really. Usually it just makes us feel worse and less motivated.
Right. I found that I actually perform better when I'm encouraging myself rather than criticizing myself.
Same here. It's like when you believe in yourself, you have more energy and confidence to keep trying.
Absolutely. It's funny how simple that sounds, but it's so hard to actually do.
I know. Oh, here's another example I wanted to share. My friend Marcus, he's a musician.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and he's been trying to make it in the music industry for like 10 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is, and he's faced so much rejection. Record labels turning him down, venues not booking him, people telling him to get a real job.
That's brutal.
It really is, but he just keeps going. And last year, one of his songs finally went viral on social media.
No way, that's amazing.
I know. And now he's actually starting to build a real following. But the thing is, if he had given up after the first 100 rejections, he never would have gotten to this point.
That's such a perfect example. It just shows that timing matters too, you know?
Absolutely. Sometimes it's not about you not being good enough, it's just not the right time yet.
Yeah, which is frustrating, but also kind of reassuring.
Right? Because it means that if you keep working at it, your time might come.
Exactly. You know what else I think is important? Having people around you who believe in you.
Oh, for sure. That makes such a huge difference.
Because when you're struggling to believe in yourself, having someone else believe in you can keep you going.
Yeah, it's like borrowing their faith in you until you can rebuild your own.
I love that way of putting it. That's exactly what it is.
Thanks. But seriously, I think we all need that support system.
We do. And sometimes it's not even about them doing anything specific. Just knowing they're there and they believe in you is enough.
Exactly. Although I will say, sometimes you have to distance yourself from people who don't believe in you.
Oh, absolutely. Negative people can really drag you down.
They can, and it's hard because sometimes those people are family or old friends.
Yeah, that's tough. But I think you have to prioritize your own growth and well-being.
Agreed. It doesn't mean you have to cut them off completely, but maybe you just don't share your dreams and goals with them anymore.
Right. You protect your energy and your vision.
Exactly, because not everyone deserves access to your dreams.
That's a good way to put it.
Oh, and here's something else I think is important: celebrating small wins.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Right? Because when you're working toward a big goal, it can feel like you're not making any progress.
Yeah, it's easy to get discouraged.
But if you take time to acknowledge the small steps, it keeps you motivated.
Absolutely. Like when I was building my business, I would celebrate things like getting my first client, even though it was a tiny project.
That's perfect, because every step forward matters.
It does. And it helps you see that you are moving forward, even if it's slower than you'd like.
Yeah, progress is progress, no matter how small.
Exactly. You know, I think another thing that helps is having a clear why.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like understanding why you're doing what you're doing. When you have a strong reason behind your goals, it's easier to push through the hard times.
That makes so much sense. Because when things get tough, you can remind yourself of that deeper purpose.
Right. For me, with my business, my why was freedom. I wanted to create a life where I had control over my time and could provide for my family without being stuck in a 9 to 5.
And that kept you going even when it was hard.
Absolutely. There were times when I wanted to quit, but then I'd think about that vision and I'd be like, okay, one more day. Let's keep trying.
Mm, that's really powerful. I think a lot of people haven't really identified their why, and that's part of why they give up so easily.
Yeah, because if you don't have a strong reason, then when things get hard, you're like, why am I even doing this?
Right, and you can't answer the question, so you just quit.
Exactly. So taking time to really figure out your why is so important.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to make sure anyone listening knows that they can subscribe for daily English listening practice. This kind of conversation is great for improving your listening skills.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're working on your English, having these natural conversations to listen to every day will really help.
Yeah, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss out on more conversations like this one.
All right. So getting back to not giving up on yourself, I think we've covered a lot of good points.
We have self-compassion, finding your why, celebrating small wins, having a support system.
Knowing when to pivot versus when to push through.
Yeah, we really went deep on this one.
We did, but I think it's such an important topic.
It really is, because at the end of the day, you're the only person who's with you for your entire life.
Wow, that's profound.
Thanks. But it's true, everyone else might come and go, but you're stuck with yourself. So you might as well be on your own team,
I love that. Be on your own team.
right? And that means believing in yourself, even when things are hard, treating yourself with kindness, and not giving up on your dreams.
Hmm. Yeah, because if you give up on yourself, that's the real tragedy.
Exactly. Everything else can be fixed or changed, but giving up on yourself, that's the one thing that really stops you.
So true. Well, I think this has been a really good conversation, Sophia.
I think so too, Jerry. Thanks for sharing your stories and insights.
Of course. And hey, to anyone listening, remember, don't give up on yourself. You've got this.
Yes, keep going, keep believing, and keep showing up for yourself.
All right. We'll catch you next time.
See you later, everyone.